Hello and welcome to the second of my X Factor blogs. This one is all about Rock Week. Now, if you missed my previous one, don't worry, because here is the story of the last blog. Last week on Matt's blog!
He was sexy, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I just think it's a joke.
Are you fast becoming my guilty pleasure?
This is appalling.
I don't appreciate Simon's comments.
I do look forward to seeing you every week.
I can't wait to see what you're going to come out with next.
This week, the pressure has never been greater.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly how it happened. Now, after watching the last blog back, I realised I'd been making a fundamental and frankly quite embarrassing mistake when it came to the name of the show. See, all the way through, I've been calling it the X Factor. But apparently, that's not how you pronounce it.
Your X Factor weekend starts right here.
Oh, you see, it's X Factor.
Your X Factor weekend starts right here.
Does anybody even know what that means?
Now, the theme on this week's X Factor was rock, but it wasn't just any normal weekend.
It is a scary Halloween special.
Indeed it was, and some of the contestants' Halloween costumes were pretty scary. Fit Lucy wore a worryingly realistic Ozzy Osbourne costume. Cheryl came as someone just about to sack her stylist.
I'm finding this a little bit uncomfortable, to be honest with you.
And sweaty sweetheart Joe McElderry came as either Hilary Swank or Virgil Tracy. Ah, Joe McElderry, he's cute, he's lovable, and I like him for two main reasons. The first of which is that he sang brilliantly this week.
Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling.
And the second reason I like him is because of the reaction on his face when Louis Walsh dropped this clanger.
Joe, don't stop believing, because I believe you're going to be in the final.
I know how you feel, Joe. It was awful, and with comments like that, it's a wonder that Louis is still on the judging panel.
He's there because he's good looking.
He may be good looking, but I think he's also a liar.
Simon has never liked the boys.
It's not what I've heard.
You're the person that did Robson and Jerome, not me.
That sounds more like it. Now, whilst Joe was good, he wasn't my favourite. That honour goes to Ollie, who was magnificent this week, right up until the very end, when he ruined the whole thing. I don't know about you, but partway through the show, I thought I'd accidentally tuned into one of those late-night Sky TV channels where girls lie about on sofas in scantily clad clothes and take dirty phone calls from strangers. Yeah, I'm just lounging around on a gold sofa. What am I wearing? Well, it's a sort of tartan cardigan. It's sexy, though. Now, on to Rachel, who this week was given one of the greatest X Factor honours a contestant can hope to receive. I am, of course, talking about this. The Jesus light is an ethereal glow that appears behind the head or body of one of the contestants. In its history, no one has mastered it so well as Susan Boyle.
If you touch me, you'll understand what happiness is.
I'll be alright. And it's not just Susan that uses it. Last year, Alexandra Burke rode the Jesus light to victory, and this year, Lucy Jones has had a fair crack at it. So it was Rachel's turn this week. All she had to do was stand directly in front of the light and let its glow carry her through to next week's show. Here we go, the lights are out. All you've got to do is get directly in front of it. No, Rachel. Other way, other way. No! No! And with that, Rachel was back in the bottom two, this time against Lloyd.
I remember looking around thinking...
That's a lie. I suspect there's no thought going on behind those dead eyes. Faced with this predicament, Rachel fell back on the one thing she knew would get her through. Her new catchphrase.
How you feeling?
Oh my God. But it sadly wasn't enough, especially when Cheryl pulled this one out.
Lloyd, I just want to make it clear for everyone to understand, Lloyd's actually been
Sent here from hell?
really poorly. I mean, he can hardly talk. So I don't know how he's going to get through this, but he's going to just have to give it his all.
Oh, poor Lloyd. It's funny, isn't it, that Cheryl only chose to mention that a couple of minutes before Lloyd was potentially kicked off the show, and that his singing voice on Saturday night was normal as ever, and that she hadn't mentioned it throughout the course of the entire rest of the weekend. Must have just slipped her mind. Anyway, in the end, Rachel left the show, but hopefully Lloyd will go next week, and I'm especially hopeful of that because I'm going to be there down at the studio. I'm appearing on ITV2's The Extra Factor, unless, of course, the producers of that show see this blog first and change their minds. However, if I am there, I will try and get lots of exclusive behind-the-scenes gossip for you. Remember, until next week, you can, of course, pass this on to your friends and family, and do come and say hi to me on Twitter. I am at Matt Edmondson. All that's left for me to say is goodbye! No? I've ruined it. Tell you what, though, as I'm here...